my name's Ivan Baldwin. I'm Business Development Director for nuclear power across Europe for a company called Bechtel. Bechtel is a global engineering and construction company, family owned, privately held, and we've been delivering mega projects across the world for over 125 years, and in the UK for over 70 years. Some notable projects in the UK include leading the Channel Tunnel, high-speed rail link known as HS1, the upgrades to the West Coast Main Line, many sort of projects of sort of that nature, big sort of iconic infrastructure. Nuclear is a significant part of what we do as a company. I think as far as mega projects go, it's widely assumed that nuclear kind of has it all, kind of has all those challenges. So we've been involved right since the very beginning and built the first nuclear plant in the United States, and then worked with different governments around the world to build their first plants. So Spain, China, South Korea, India, to name a few of the countries that we work with to set up. We are really proud to support and engage with the Northwest Nuclear Arc. We think that the social license required by nuclear is not something that should be underplayed or undervalued. I think it's a two-way partnership. Communities provide the social value to nuclear projects and facilities, etc. And then there's a return. That return comes in jobs and the economy and so on and so forth. So some of our work across the arc, we have been working at Sellafield for over 10 years, building a major plant to retrieve legacy radioactive waste from one of the most challenging facilities there. We have just started working with Urenco in Cheshire, building some of their new uranium plants at that facility. And we have long held ambitions to build a new nuclear power plant or power plants at the Wilver site in Anglesey, North Wales. We were the partner to Hitachi when they had the Horizon development and were looking to build there. And we also put an alternative proposition in with Westinghouse to build their AP1000 technology. And we maintain those ambitions and keen to keep relationships warm with that community and respective stakeholders. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ivan. We haven't got anyone from Westinghouse on the call this morning, so I will jump to Elliw with Cwmni Egino.
Bore da pawb, nice to see you all. So I'm Elliw, I'm the Head of Stakeholder Engagement and Communications for Cwmni Egino. So I think most people on the call have heard of Cwmni Egino and hopefully know a bit about why we were set up and what it is we're trying to achieve. But in summary, we were set up by Welsh Government back in 2021 with the aim of taking forward opportunities for new nuclear deployment at the Cyfarfod site in North West Wales. So since our inception, what we've been focusing on is looking in detail at the viability of deploying small-scale nuclear at Cyfarfod, which culminated in our business proposition, which was shared with both Welsh Government and UK Government last year. And based on that and the evidence provided through the work that went into the business proposition, we're very confident in the suitability of Cyfarfod for small-scale nuclear for several reasons. For example, its size, the fact that it's already a nuclear site, the infrastructure in terms of skills, workforce. We have got a grid connection agreement. There is a largely supportive local community, etc., etc. So we've set the ambition to be one of the earliest sites for deployment of SMR in the UK. So what happened in the meantime, obviously, is the establishment of Great British Nuclear, which, as we all know, is looking to select technologies and projects to be taken forward to the next Parliament for approval. Now, as I said, we're confident that Chaws could be one of those, and we're very much making the case for Chaws to be one of those. However, GBN have indicated that they'll be selecting projects and sites based on the current NPS, the National Policy Statement, which doesn't include Cyfarfod due to the fact that it's not gigawatt scale. So in light of that and another few things that are due to be published by the UK government in the form of the consultation on the new siting policy, also the nuclear roadmap and the consultation on the kind of alternative routes to market, whilst we kind of remain very strongly kind of in support of our original business proposition, we're also kind of widening our focus a little bit to look at, okay, so what else might work at Trawsfynydd? So that's the kind of day-to-day focus of Cwmni Egino. But beyond Trawsfynydd, Cwmni Egino is increasingly also playing a role in terms of advocating the opportunity for nuclear in North Wales and the socio-economic benefits. And I should have emphasised actually that the core purpose of Cwmni Egino and why Welsh Government set us up was to deliver significant socio-economic benefits regionally in North Wales, across Wales, and in fact beyond. So we're kind of very strongly advocating all and any nuclear activity regionally here in North Wales, working with partners across the border, and the opportunity that brings to us alongside the rest of the low carbon industries that are kind of progressing with projects here. And we very, very strongly believe as well in the power of a unified voice, and for us to actually take this opportunity to promote our geographies as North Wales and North West of England as being ripe for nuclear investment. So, as I said, alongside the work that we're doing focusing on Trawsfynydd, it's also very proud to be part of any collective effort to kind of drive the agenda further as well. So I'll stop there and pass back to you, Debbie or Fiona.
Lovely. Diolch yn fawr, Elliw. I will pass it back to Debbie again for one of our North Wales partners, Spark.
Hello, me again. So I'm just changing hats slightly. So I am the Low Carbon Innovation Manager here at MSPAC. So we are a science park based on Anglesey in North Wales, and we are a wholly owned subsidiary of Bangor University. I know we've got Bangor University colleagues on the call, so I won't talk too much about the university. But as a science park, we are here to promote economic opportunities for North Wales, and my team is involved in supporting opportunities in and around that low carbon sector. So anything from nuclear all the way through wind, tidal and solar and hydrogen opportunities, pumped hydro. We've got an awful lot going on in North Wales, and these projects are key to helping us deliver net zero ambitions that both the Welsh and the UK governments have set out, but also bringing about economic opportunities for the regions. We work across a range of different avenues to support that. So we've got a skills strand, so looking at how we can encourage and enthuse young people into STEM-based careers, which will help support the economy, through to working with the businesses that we have within our ecosystem, whether that is physical tenants within the science park or virtual tenants or wider tenants as part of our ecosystem, supporting them to grow their businesses and gain opportunities for work within these sectors, and also supporting people on a decarbonisation pathway as well. It's great to be promoting opportunities within the sector, but it's also looking at how do we support businesses to look at their own net zero targets, their own decarbonisation ambitions, and how do we help deliver that. We're so supportive of the Northwest Nuclear Arc. I think it's a really, really important cluster, and it's a really great opportunity for us to come together with key stakeholders across the region, as Elliw and Ivan have already said, to share knowledge, to share experience, but to promote the opportunities of North Wales and the Northwest of England. I think we're such a strong partnership, and it's been really great to be able to share and work with such a great range of colleagues across the screen, and hopefully onwards and upwards with more activity for NWNA over the next 12 months as we see some of these developments with Great British Nuclear and various roadmaps happening. So very exciting. Diolch, Fiona.
Thank you very much. And we'll move on to Rachel at EDF.
Yeah, hi everybody, Rachel Glaving. I'm the Commercial Director for EDF UK, the nuclear operations business, so the part of the business that has all of the existing nuclear and defueling nuclear assets in it. I think you all know EDF, but we're the UK's largest producer of low carbon electricity, 8 nuclear power stations, 3 of which are in defueling. We've Also, of course, got the project at Hinkley C to build 2 EPR units there, and keeping our fingers crossed to get to a FID decision for Sizewell C for a replica of the 2 EPRs next year. Also, I suppose just to say in terms of SMRs, EDF has a SMR technology known as NWNA that's been part of the UK's SMR competition and is one of the 6 pre-selected technologies. But at the same time as EDF putting forward an SMR technology on our operations side, we're also maintaining a technology agnostic position where we are ready to support any SMR development or AMR development in the UK with the deep operational skills and expertise that we have as the UK's only civil nuclear operator. I suppose when it comes to NWNA and the activities, particularly around Trawsfynydd and Wilfa, clearly represents an opportunity for us, and we're really supportive of you see in development both of the sites, and no doubt there'll be some way for EDF to support directly into whatever project comes along. So just really happy to be part of the group, really, and thanks for having me.
Great, thank you, Rachel. So next, I think we'll move on to Clint at the Dalton Nuclear Institute.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity here today. I'm Clint Sherrard. I'm the Acting Director of the Dalton Nuclear Institute. I'll try and very quickly describe what the Dalton Nuclear Institute is, although it can be quite difficult. Ultimately, I think we can describe ourselves as an umbrella organisation that covers all of our nuclear activities at the University of Manchester. I think I'll identify that we're probably one of the few universities, if not the only one, that generally does sort of cover the full nuclear fuel cycle. We have over 100 academic staff covering full-time equivalent staff covering nuclear R&D activities and teaching activities. I'll also sort of say that we're not just focusing on Manchester. One of the things we have identified is that we've invested in our facilities in West Cumbria. So we have the Dalton Cumbria facility, it's our world-leading radiation capability, and also our RACO facility. So that's robotics and artificial intelligence, basically on the doorstep of the West Cumbria nuclear activity. So we do cover not just Manchester, we cover quite a bit, and that's one of the reasons why I think NWNA is a big benefit for us at Manchester, is making sure that all of our activities feed into the sector, feed into the region. We very much have a social aspect to that. So Debbie mentioned about outreach activities. Dalton is very active in its outreach activities. We're active in the skills agenda. I'll point out that one of our colleagues, Scott Heath, is the only academic representative on the UK Skills Nuclear Task Force. So those sort of activities are starting to come through the university and industrial landscape. So I could talk a lot more about Dalton if anyone wants, but I think I'll try and wrap that up there for the expedience of time. Thank you, everyone.
Brilliant, thank you very much. And we'll have the Nuclear Futures Institute next.
Bore da. I'm Lawrence Williams. I'm the Sir Cymru Professor of Nuclear Policy and Regulation at the Nuclear Futures Institute, and also the Deputy Director. Unfortunately, Bill and Sound are not available today, so you've got me. Nuclear Future Institute is still growing, with the support of Bangor University. We've now got, I think, 10 academics within the institute. We've got, I think, our total staffing, including PDRA's support staff and MSc and PhD students, is now about 45. So we are certainly probably one of the largest nuclear-focused groups, certainly in Wales. And we cover research and development in support of both fission and fusion related activities. We've provided support to the Welsh Government on the Arthur, the medical isotope production reactor. We're also working with Rolls-Royce and others on fuels for space reactors. MSpark, where Debbie is, we've got laboratories, non-active laboratories, where we undertake thermal hydraulics. We've got a big thermal hydraulics facility, and we've also got a liquid lead flowing facility, which is the only one within a university in the UK, where we can do erosion and corrosion testing on materials within a liquid lead environment. So yeah, we are supportive of the nuclear sector, and we continue to support the Northwest Nuclear Arc as best we can. Happy to answer any questions.
Diolch yn fawr, thank you very much, Lawrence. We'll head back further up north now to Cumbria. So Ian, would you like to give us an introduction?
Thank you, Borodar. So our role in Cumbria Local Enterprise Partnership is to promote the delivery of net zero in the county, and through that to deliver inclusive economic growth. Clean energy generation is a key part of that, and as well as nuclear, we are also looking into exciting opportunities across offshore wind, carbon capture, hydrogen, and then the wide range of smaller scale renewables. We were very pleased with today's announcement that Barrow Green Hydrogen has been successful in the hydrogen allocation first round, and we also note a couple of Welsh projects have also received that go-ahead. So very pleased in that aspect of clean energy generation. We're proud of the association with the Northwest Nuclear Arc, and also, by the way, for the similar organisation for offshore wind, the Offshore Energy Alliance, which again promotes the shared learning, the similar geographies, and the capabilities that we have across the whole of the Northwest region. And we generally think we are definitely stronger together. Finish just back to nuclear briefly. I mean, we await the outcomes from DESNZ's nuclear roadmap, GBN's siting policy. We've engaged with both of them recently, and really we feel we just want to get started. So we urge everybody in this audience to lobby to get this. If there is to be this nuclear renaissance, let's get it moving. And the key steps of those two things, and we really want to see them happening very early in the new year. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Ian. And next up we have John from BC.
Good morning, everybody. I'm John Granger. I'm from Britain's Energy Coast Business Cluster. For the sake of those of you that don't know the context of the geography for Britain's Energy Coast, and in this particular conversation is from the Solway Firth in the Irish Sea down to the Furness Peninsula near to Barrow, and anything in between, which of course includes the Sellafield site and the headquarters of the NDA as well. And Clint's also mentioned about facilities that they've got there. So with inward investment over the last 50 years, we've got a large part of the fuel cycle there, and there are current discussions going on about the long-term disposal of waste in our area, as other parts of geography in the UK as well. So it's something that's never far from our thoughts and minds. We were established over 20 years ago now, so quite a long-standing organisation. And one of the differences of our organisation over others is that we are self-determining. We don't take any funding from any partner or government or local government organisation. So the act of being self-determining is really good, particularly in these times when we want to advocate more strongly for the new nuclear in our region. So as we go into an election year, our advocacy levels will raise to stronger lobbying through existing and future potential parliamentary targets. The business cluster, which Ivan on the call chaired really well in the last few years, has actually grown to be very strong. It's about 280 members, mostly in the nuclear supply chain. So they've got a lot to gain from any new nuclear development as well. So not just siting, but also siting in other parts of the NWNA geography would be a benefit to our members. We were an early adopter of NWNA, and I think that it's a fantastic organisation, quite unique in some of the things that it does. but also it represents a number of bodies across the geography. But for me, the strength of NWNA is the people that have been on this call for about 4 years now, weekly, supporting one another, always in the hope that new nuclear is just around the corner when we all know it's probably 10 years away. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. Excuse me. So yes, our final partner introduction, bringing it back to Wales, the Wales Nuclear Forum. Diolch.
Diolch yn fawr, Fion, bore da chi gyd. Good morning to you all. And it's really good to see that Lord David Wigley is also on the line. So bore da I chi, David hefyd. So the Wales Nuclear Forum. So Sasha Davis, I now chair the Wales Nuclear Forum. We are a pan-Wales group that's made up of our members, companies from and across Wales, both Indigenous Wales-based companies and those investing or who have already invested within Wales, as well as the FE, HE and local authority sectors as well. And basically, in a nutshell, our role as a group of committed and passionate nuclear sector individuals, 8 of us on the board, including Debbie and Natalie, who's very much involved on the comms and engagement side too, that we basically are here to promote the collaboration and networking across Wales of our, in particular, the Wales-based SMEs, but as I've said, some of the larger companies, hopefully that will come and invest in the nuclear sector within initially North Wales and wider. In addition to basically the networking side, we are very much involved with events, and we hope to be doing, and we will be doing a lot more with NWNA in particular, and some of the discussions, in particular Debbie will be leading on to put that in place from early next year. So very much about networking, collaboration, and that's why it's great also to be part of the NWNA network as well. So we've come quite a long way since we were established, first in 2017. I think it was actually probably the embryonic idea of Wyn Roberts, head of nuclear for Welsh Government at the time, and Rich James. So getting a collective group to get together, and we are now about 85 strong members and growing, especially with increased interest in nuclear across the UK. I'd like to see more interest on the political side from Welsh Government in terms of nuclear energy being a stronger part of the energy policy, but hopefully that will come. And as has already been mentioned, there's some significant consultations coming out now early in the new year from the UK government around citing alternative route to market and the route map. But just as a note of clarity, the NPS National Policy Statement will be on the material consideration changes between existing and what will be the new EN7, and a further full consultation on EN7 next year. So yes, it's about creating for the Wales Nuclear Forum strong economic growth across the nuclear sector in Wales, and helping as many of our companies as possible to grow, work together and invest more within our economy here across Wales. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you.
Brilliant. There we go then. Okay, well, thank you very much, everyone. Really appreciate that. This will be recorded and uploaded onto our website. But like I say, please feel free to get in touch with us should you have any questions. And we will reach out to you again soon, I'm sure, to organise something very similar again in the next few months in the new year. So I'll leave it there, a Nadolig llawen pawb. Diolch yn fawr am ymuno efo ni heddiw. Thank you.
Thank you.